Yeah, exactly. So tomorrow isn't going to be a washout, but when it rains, it could pour tomorrow. We're talking about tracking the chance for some downpours and even a rumble of thunder. Now, we are under a marginal risk for any severe weather tomorrow. And if you think about it in the scale of 1 to 5, we're really on the low end of things. But of course, we want to monitor that. And what we'd be tracking is the chance for some damaging winds. We're going to be warm and humid tonight, so it's a good time to maybe close those windows. It's not going to be refreshing at all. But after these storms and these showers and downpours pass tomorrow afternoon, we're in for a nice couple of days. So we're right back to where we want to be. So looking at the dew points, now the dew points are the measure of the moisture that's in the air. I wanted to show you that we're in the mid 60s right now for much of this day along the shoreline, generally in the mid to lower 60s. So it's still going to be an overall humid forecast as we go on through the next couple of hours and even into your tomorrow as well. Thursday, when it's not raining, you're going to notice it's still going to be pretty much humid throughout the day. It won't be until overnight Thursday that we start to see that refreshing air mass filter in. Satellite and radar showing mostly cloudy skies out there. Will be that way overnight tonight into your Thursday morning. And noticing that we do have some activity off to our west. And if we zoom out to the bigger picture here, a lot of that moisture that's really close to us right now in Pennsylvania, a lot of that is going to miss us. But if you look where that's shaded in orange, you can see some of those highlighted with a severe thunderstorm warning. That's the moisture that we're going to be watching for as we go on through Thursday afternoon. So as I mentioned, we have a severe weather potential, but in terms of marginal risk, we'll be looking for winds, severe winds anywhere from about 58 miles per hour or greater. That's the severe weather criteria. So your hour-by-hour forecast overnight tonight, pretty muggy, a chance for a spot shower, light in nature. Going on through the afternoon, it should be mainly dry, but I'd say anytime about after noontime or so, we'll be watching that approach of the front, pushing through. Here we're at about 4 o'clock, heavier downpours, not expecting anything in the way of widespread outages or widespread issues, but definitely want to keep an eye on this particular system. It moves out rather quickly. We could see a shower behind that, but mainly dry conditions, and then things really improve overnight Friday into your Friday afternoon and evening. Take a look at this humidity tracker here. So we're pretty humid right now, almost very humid and into the tropical-like feeling. But as that front passes, you're going to notice that comfortable, that blue color kind of filters in for us, and we'll have a comfortable air mass heading into Friday and into Saturday as well. Warm and muggy tonight, temperatures falling back, I say that lightly, into the upper 60s, a south wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, looking at temperatures in the lower to middle 70s across the state. And then here's a look at that 7-day forecast for you. Partly cloudy skies. Overall looks pretty good for your Friday. By Saturday, we're mostly sunny. Overnight lows will be back into the middle 50s, but then we are rather unsettled as we head into the start of next week. Ben?